All right, you guys, so welcome to your last class of audiovisual translation. This unit is Unit 4 and it talks about transcription. Transcription in audiovisual translation. As we have said in the first unit, one of the genres of AVT is transcription. Let's look into what transcription is. Let's listen to this video and then we will talk about transcription. All right, so this video sums up everything you need to become a good transcriber, okay? So let's look into more details. So transcription is converting spoken language into written text. Anything you hear, you will type it down. It's an essential skill in audio-visual translation. It bridges auditory elements, يعني sound, speech, of a source language to written counterparts. It lays the groundwork for multilingual accessibility and cultural adaptation. It is significant in various fields beyond AVT. So why is it important? Because you convert everything that you hear into words. And then after you convert it into words, you translate it to the language that you need, okay? The importance of transcription in audiovisual translation. It is the initial key to unlocking content for translation. As we said, when you hear things, you will type it down and then you will adapt it to the target language system and then you will translate it. In subtitling, for example, a transcribed dialogue forms basis for synchronized and temporally constrained subtitles. You will be able to understand how to shrink or how to adjust or how to replace certain words or certain phrases or sentences when you see them. Okay, seeing something is easier for a translator to find the right equivalent for it. In dubbing, it is the foundation for adapting scripts and adding voice actors in synchronization and aiding, voice actors in synchronization. For accessibility, it is a pioneer to crafting inclusive content for the deaf and hard of hearing and for audio description, okay? Especially for audio description, you guys. We said, if you remember, that audio description are anything within the subtitle, for example, or the narrative that a narrator or a subtitler include in the video in order to show what is happening during silent scenes, okay? Like if you remember the video of the police officer who was walking very carefully and entering the house. So the audio description said that this policeman was walking slowly and entered the house. Okay, so this is transcription. It is part of the audio description. Okay. For specialized industries and transcription, as the video said, transcription is used in three main contents, okay? Legal setting, medical setting, and general setting. So the legal setting is a verbatim account of court proceeding for legal documents. What does verbatim means? It means that every single word and action is typed down. Yani, if the judge coughed, it will be written. If there is a sound in a squeaky sound of a door, it will be written. Okay, everything will be put down in the transcription. For medical transcription, maintaining patients' records, requiring specialized understanding of medical terminology and context, okay? So it is important for legal and medical settings as a transcriber to have an in-depth knowledge of the vocabulary used in both settings, whether legal or medical. So you will need to be specialized in the jargon of both settings. However, for the general transcription, it is easier because you already have the vocabulary knowledge that you need. You can expand on that, okay? ولكن when we talk about a general setting, we talk about more on for the AVT realm, which is a nuanced role in adaptation process. Why do we use transcription? Because we can adapt our transcribed text into the target text. Understanding cultural nuances, linguistic intricacies, and colloquial expressions, okay? It will help us in choosing the perfect equivalent in order to adapt these texts into the other language. So, we saw a general video about what transcription is. So let's look into the types of transcriptions that we have. Okay, so let's see. Types of transcriptions. Transcriptions are the text versions of a dialogue or narrative that you find in an audio or video. Isn't everything you hear is put down in written, okay? So they can be of two main types, verbatim and edited. In your book, it's called verbatim and non-verbatim. The edited is non-verbatim, okay? Verbatim transcripts, what do? You write down every single sound that is captured and transcribed, okay? For the edited transcription or the non-verbatim transcription, anything that does not add to the meaning of the conversation or the narration is cut out. Yani the door squeaking, someone coughing, someone doing someone okay, the I don't know, this one is cut out. Depending on the end use of the transcript, you can decide your preferred approach for transcription. Usually, it's the client that asks you or tells you what do they want, either a verbatim or a non-verbatim transcription type, okay? So you need to, if you are working for someone, you need to ask them, what do you want? If you're working for yourself, you can choose whichever type you want to do. So, as we said, there is verbatim transcription, which captures the spoken words exactly, including filler words like I, okay, pauses, and non-verbal element. Non-verbal element, every noise or anything that is happening outside the dialogue or the narrative. This is crucial in legal, medical, or forensic contexts. Okay, forensic is علم الجنائيات, sorry. Non-verbatim transcription, this conveys the essential content without including every utterance. يعني إذا في تأتأة، إذا في pause، إذا في وقت فراغ، إذا في أي شيء ما له علاقة في الحكي أو في فهم السنتنس بينشال. Common in journalistic settings. ليش؟ لأنه journalistic settings must be economic. لازم يكونوا مختصرين. And audio-visual translation. ليش audio-visual translation؟ لأنه time is important. Timing, synchronization on the screen. This is important. So anything that is not spoken or coherent speech should be taken out. Like preparing a script for dubbing or subtitling. What are the essential transcription tools that we need, okay, in order to become good transcribers? Let's watch this video. All right, so the most important transcription tools are the softwares that you will use. They are the foot pedals that you need in order to speed up your transcription. You have to invest in good headphones because you need to hear exactly everything that is said in the audio file in order to transcribe it correctly on a Word file. Okay? So the softwares that she mentioned, two of them actually she mentioned Express Scribe, and this is a very important software to have. You can play with the speed, you can go back, go forward, you can use a foot pedal in it, and it has a file management so that you can store your files or your products in organized way. Transcribe, this is a web-based, user-friendly, customizable keyboard shortcuts. Transcribe is a web-based, it's not a software, so you can use the web like Chrome, Firefox, or any other site to use it, okay? and the FTW's transcriber, which is a downloadable software, and it gives you the opportunity to go back, go forward. It supports various types of audio files, WAV, MP3, other types, and it gives you an automatic timestamp. And we will talk about timestamps in a bit, which is a very crucial part in transcription. For the hardware part of your tools, as we said, you can use a USB foot pedal. You can have you should have high quality headphones. You need an ergonomic keyboard and chair, okay? And multiple monitor setup if you can afford them, because you will need a big screen in order to check and see and be comfortable when you type, okay? As the video said, you can't type sitting on a couch because it will slow you down when you type and you will have back pain at the end, okay? So you need a good ergonomic chair to sit down and a good desk to write on. Choosing transcription tools, depends on the specific requirements of the task. For example, if you choose the Express Scribe, it is suitable for projects with multiple speakers. ليش؟ لأنه it can identify the difference in the tone and it can tell you which speaker is speaking, okay? Dragon, naturally speaking, this expedites verbatim transcription with voice recognition capabilities. يعني it will write down everything that is verbatim. Every noise, every pause, every filler that you hear will be put down. Foot pedal are very important for a transcriber if he or she wants to speed up the typing process instead of using the mouse every single time to go back to, the foot pedal will work as a mouse for you, okay? Usually, for transcribers are beginners in the transcription setting, there are some basic tools that you as a transcriber can start with, okay? Instead of investing all the money in the softwares and hardwares, and except for a good headphone set, okay? So you can start using your Microsoft Word and a VLC player. ليش VLC? From all the players out there, VLC is the most accurate one or the most non-problematic one out there, okay? So you can download the VLC from this site and you already have Microsoft Word, whether it's a web Microsoft Word or already embedded Microsoft Word in your computer, you can use both. So this is a YouTube video for you to follow how to install a VLC player. So what do? A VLC player is good, as I said, for sound, for giving you a good sound, okay? Yani it doesn't mash up the sound. It doesn't lose focus of the sound, so you can use VLC. Hala. Microsoft Word, of course, is improving. And now Microsoft Word has a transcriber tool inside the Word itself. So you can upload the audio file that you have onto the Microsoft Word transcriber, and it will transcribe everything for you. But it will make mistakes. It will not hear perfectly what is said. So you have to go back, hear it by yourself, and follow the screen for any error or discrepancy between what the transcriber wrote and what you can hear or what is exactly said in the video or audio that you are hearing. Okay, so be careful. Transcribers in Microsoft Words are good, but they make mistakes. Right. The second method, once you have become more acquainted on how to use transcribers or transcriber in Microsoft Word, and you have become acquainted of sharpening your listening skills, you can go ahead and buy a transcription software, okay? Once you're done projects, you got money from it, so you can now invest in a good transcription software, better than the Microsoft Word. So one of the best ones out there is called Express Scribe software, okay? So if you need to download it, you can download it from here. This is, I think, a free version, but there is also subscription version, which is even better, okay? So again, there is a YouTube channel on how to follow the instruction of downloading this software for you. يعني أول شيء بلشوا إذا بدكم تشتغلوا في الترانسكريبشن بلشوا بمايكروسوفت وورد ترانسكرايبر مع السمع تبعكم so as you sharpen your listening skills. This is a very, 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 very good exercise for you to sharpen your listening skills and typing speed, okay? Some transcription guidelines. The guidelines for transcription aims to ensure accuracy and consistency in the transcription process. Set the stage for the different types of transcription, while overcome challenges and provide solutions. So there are some guidelines that you need to follow for transcription in order to make your work more accurate and consistent. Consistent meaning with the speed, okay? يعني the more you type, the better you will become, the faster you will finish your project, and the more money you will get. It shows you how it helps you define and improve your skills when it comes to verbatim and non-verbatim transcription, okay? And it helps you overcome listening inaccuracies or listening incomprehension, okay? The more you work and practice, the more it will become easier for you to understand what is said in the audio or video file, okay? So, type of transcription guidelines, we have the verbatim transcription, non-verbatim transcription, speaker identification, and time sampling. And these four are a must to know in order to transcribe, okay? Because your client will tell you which one or which ones do they want. When we talk about verbatim transcription guidelines, it's everything you hear, you write it down. Write down every word. Do not summarize. Write it verbatim. Verbatim تعني حرف بحرف, كلمة بكلمة, صوت بصوت. Okay? Everything you hear, you should write it down. Make use of non-verbal cues, like overlapping dialogue, الحوار المتداخل. عشان تعرفوا مين اللي بيحكي شو, use a backslash, okay, to show who is speaking. Pauses, use full stop. تذكروا في الفيديو الأول, punctuation is very, very important when you write down a script or when you write down a transcription. So use a full stop to show pause or ellipsis. ثلاث نقاط إنه something is was omitted but it's still there، يعني في إشي بده ينحكى. okay. interruptions use hyphen، صار في قطع، صار في تداخل، صار في إشي. laughter use h or h ha أو ha. okay. So use these cues, non-verbal cues, to help you when you transcribe the dialogue or the narration. Fillers and false starts. Pay attention to fillers like you know. Okay, هدول كلمات دخيلة، هدول كلمات عشان الواحد لما بده يجي يحكي شيء بيكون عم بفكر شو بده يحكي، فببلش يتأتئ يتمتم. okay. Pay attention to false starts. جمل لا فائدة منها قبل بدء الحديث الفعلي. يعني مثلا the boy went, for example, this is the actual sentence. You know, because we need to understand the most important thing is the boy went home. So all of the first sentence that I said, these are false starts. Okay. The narration doesn't, or the dialogue doesn't start from there. Take note of outside noises, like door opening, people entering, side chats, okay? You have to write everything down. Like if you hear people chatting on the side, write side chat between brackets, for example, okay? Non-verbatim transcription guides eliminate superfluous speech. يعني anything that is not necessary is not written down. Why? Because it is important to improve readability without altering content or the organization of the idea or thought or narration. Okay? The exact process of cleaning up depends on individual client's demands. Yani what the client tells you is what you need to do, what to clean up, what to write, what not to write. Okay, it all depends on the request of your clients. Example, removing filler words, false starts, and repetitions while preserving the meaning and structure of the conversation. And this is very important, okay? It needs to flow. It needs to be organized, and it needs to be logical, okay? Speaker identification guidelines. And this is done within a dialogue, an audio dialogue. Okay, so you need to understand who is saying what and when. So clearly identifying speakers is very important, especially in projects involving multiple participants. Methods of speaker identification: voice print identification, analyzing vocal features and acoustic frequency. التون، الرنين تبع الصوت، كيف لما انتم بترفعوا التليفون على طول من اول كلمه بتسمعوا حدا من الجهه الثانيه كيفك سحر مثلا. okay, I know her voice, I know her tone, I know her voice inclination, so I can say that this is Sahar. Another one, calls, for example, oh hi Asil, I know you, I know your voice. It's very important to know these tones, rhyme, rhythm, and intonation in order to understand or to know who is speaking, okay? A visual indication, and this is when you watch a movie, okay? So it's easy because when you watch a video, you see who is speaking. So using visual data from recorded video to identify speakers. Voice activity recognition, limiting processing to input containing voice, saving time and computer resources. عادة بيكونش في background noise، بيكونش في fillers، بيكونش في false start، you can it's a still audio, so you have only the voice of the person, which is easier for you to know who is speaking what. Okay? And voice print. Oh, we will talk about each one. So voice print identification, which is the first one. Voice print identification, we said when راحت أيها visual indication voice activity recognition. Voice print identificator. It is a method of identifying speakers by analyzing their unique voice features and acoustic frequency. Okay, زي ما حكينا بعرف الشخص من صوته. Okay, every person has a distinct voice print. الvoice print زي الديجيتال prints you guys. كيف لما تاخذوا الديجيتال print البصمات it's the same. The voice has print. الصوت عنده بصمة. Okay, that can be recognizable. هلا اللي who can recognize it is of course the digital tools. It's easier for them to recognize voice faster and more accurately than you when you hear the change in the voices. Like every person has a distinct voice print with its own acoustic frequency. Transcribing computer software can recognize phonetic characteristics in a voice and identify the speaker thanks to voice print recognition technology. And this is imprinted or embedded in every voice recognition software. That's why the softwares can, or these machines can know who is speaking when and what. Okay, the human ear can also distinguish between different audio voice thanks to the difference in tones, depth, and frequency of the speaker's voice. It enables the tagging of speakers in segmented audio files. التاج هلا بدنا نحكي فيها بس نخلص هدول. بتحطوا print أو بتحطوا timing أو tag who is speaking what. Like مثلا سحر, you write سحر speaking وبتحطوا what she is speaking. إيمان شو اسمه Colin everything that she says. Okay. So this is for voice print identification, whether with your ear or with the software. You can identify the person who is speaking based on the different voice tones and voice acoustic frequencies of the voice. Visual indications, and this is easy because visual you are seeing who is speaking. Okay, they involve using visual data from recorded videos to identify speakers. For computers, transcription software identifies sharp variation in frames between frames as shortcuts. يعني as people, as persons, we can see the change in the lip movement, okay, or the change in the person who is speaking. For machine translation or machine transcription, they will look at the frame changing in a video to check if the narration or if the dialogue has changed, has shifted from one person to another. Okay, so each picture is examined and labeled as containing ambient noise, speech, music, or silence to identify speakers. And this is done within a fragment of a second. Okay, يعني في خلال أقل يعني عشر من الثانية. اوكي بتم هاي العملية كاملة من خلال الترانسكريبشن visual indication tools. For manual transcriptions, the change in the person's frame and movement of lips helps transcriber recognize the shift in the person speaking. Manual transcription اللي هو احنا كأشخاص تغيير أو حركة اللبس و تغيير المنظر اللي الشخص اللي بيحكي من شخص لشخص آخر بخلينا نعرف إنه صار في تغيير في المتحدث. أوكي. They provide additional information to aid in speaker identification when deciphering recorded videos. Voice activity recognition, why it is an essential component of an efficient speaker identification system. The majority of speech recordings have unprocessed background noise, lengthy pauses in between phrases, and interruption within sentences. فهاي ال systems, they help recognize where these come into the speech. Okay. It limits processing to input that contains voice, saving time and computer resources. يعني بيستخدموا هون non-verbatim transcription، يعني ما بيحطوا التأتأات، ما بيحطوا البوزز، ما بيحطوا الفيلرز. شو بيساووا؟ بيحطوا الفول sentences بدون كل هاي المعوقات، على أساس إنه يعطينا جملة منطقية وصحيحة وبأقل وقت ممكن. أوكي. sorry. Voice activity recognition works in conjunction with voice print identification and visual indications. نفس الشيء عند البني آدم أو عند الماشين. Whether it's a machine or a human, we all combine these factors in order to understand who is speaking, when he is speaking or she is speaking, and what they are speaking. Okay? So a combination of everything that we said now, voice activity recognition, visual indications, and voice print identification form the basis for a good listening skill for any dialogue or narrative that we see or hear, whether it's a visual or an audio file. The last one is time stamping guidelines, and this is very important when you transcribe narration or a dialogue. And most of your client, the majority of your client will ask you to put time stamping in your transcription. Accurate time stamping is essential for synchronizing transcription with audio and video content. يعني في الثانية الأولى وعشر الثانية 25 سحر حكت التالي. في الدقيقة الثانية والثانية 23 دعاء حكت التالي. Okay, so you have to time stamp each dialogue, each movement, each noise, each sentence. هلا it depends زي ما حكيت لكم. في clients أو the majority of the clients want time stamping, some don't want time stamping. Okay, so timestamps serve as bookmarks, references, progress monitors, and emphasis tools. يعني بدال ما ارجع بدي شيء معين من الترانسكريبت، بدال ما ارجع اقرا كل الترانسكريبت عشان اعرف وينه، لا بروح على التايم هذا بقول اجت مثلا خلينا نقول في الدقيقه الثالثه، بتذكر انه اجت بعد السين هاي او بعد الكلمه هاي، I go directly to the timestamp and check it out. Types of time stamping عندنا start و end, identifying the beginning and end of an actual interview or conversation, nothing more. بس بتحطوا narration dialogue أو interview started at this point and ended at this point. This is the first type. Periodic, inserting timestamp at specific time intervals. Like every 30 seconds or 1 minute or 5 minutes. يعني عندكم فيديو أو audio file من ساعة, for example, you either put a timestamp every 30 seconds of dialogue or narration, or every minute, or every 5 minutes. Change in speaker, inserting a timestamp at the start of each speaker dialogue. كل ما تغير المتحدث في الأوديو أو الفيديو فايل بتحطوا تايم ستامب إمتى تغير المتحدث. Sentence inserting timestamp at the beginning of each sentence least popular due to potential visual overload. يعني في ناس بيطلبوها ولكن معظم الناس بيقولوا لكم لا شو بدنا فيها كل ما انحكت جملة بدنا نحط timestamp. We don't need it. It's overcrowded and it makes me lose focus as a reader. Customization sometimes في clients بيقولوا لكم بدي مثلا تحط لي start end وتحط لي مثلا periodic timestamp فبيعملوا customization. Okay, they tailor timestamps according to the specific client. Challenges and solution in adhering to transcription guidelines. Accents and dialects. And this is a very challenging part of transcribing a dialogue or a narrative. If they use accents and dialects, it will be hard for the transcriber to understand them unless they know the accent and dialect they are using. Okay, so it will take time. It will make you go back and forth to the speaker or the speech itself and hear it multiple times in order to understand what they say. Inaudible or unclear speech. Sometimes people will mumble, so you will not hear what they say. In order to let your client know, you have to use the word inaudible or unclear between brackets. Okay. Consistency in punctuation, and we said that punctuation is very important in any transcription job. It makes it easy to understand and it doesn't alter the meaning of a specific sentence. Collaboration and review. It is very important for transcribers to work with others or to take review, peer review, feedback from someone they trust, they know, and let them hear their or read their transcription, okay? In order to give them appropriate feedback to improve their skills. Word usage in translation. Transcription involves understanding the language. تذكروا بالفيديو الأول you have to be skilled in your English language, in your listening skill, and in your typing skills. So transcription involves understanding the language nuances such as colloquialisms, accents, and language variation. Colloquialism capture informal language and cultural variations, okay? Like the word اللي معروف كتير في عند البريطان bloody brilliant, okay? يعني super brilliant, excellent, wonderful, okay? You have to understand what bloody brilliant means in order to hear it correctly, okay? Accent and dialects, capturing phonetic variation while ensuring text comprehensibility, like Southern accent, okay? Y'all, all right? What does that y'all mean? You all. In Texas, they use y'all. So you have to be aware of this accent or dialect so you can transcribe it correctly. Language variation, navigating multiple elements and ensuring cultural and contextual appropriateness, like switching between English and Arabic. في كتير ناس لما يكونوا بيحكوا مثلا في العربي أو بيحطوا كلمات بالإنجليزي أو بالفرنسي أو whatever, okay? Same goes for the English users. They can be talking in English and use a Mexican word or a Spanish word or whatever word. So you have to be aware of the switches in the language variety or variation, okay? The most important thing is a correct use of punctuation. So it is pivotal. It is important for conveying intended meaning, tone, pauses, and emphasis. Okay, هدول ثلاثة مهمين جدا when it comes to punctuation. Conveying tone and emphasis using exclamation points, ellipses, dashes to capture the intensity of spoken expression. إذن الintensity. Indicating pauses and interruption using commas, colons, and semicolons or semicolons to preserve the natural flow of the conversation. For proper usage of quotation marks, apostrophes, question marks, dashes, hyphens is to enhance the readability and accuracy of transcription. So each and every one of these punctuation marks serve a purpose, whether it's for conveying tone or emphasis, for indicating pause or interruptions, or for proper use of readability and accuracy in transcription. We use each punctuation mark to show something. Punctuation errors can completely change the intended meaning of a sentence, and this is very important. Consistent application of these punctuation rules ensures clarity and professionalism in the transcribed text. So work on your punctuation mark system. Rules for using period, commas, semicolons, and colons. Periods are always placed inside a quotation mark. هدول الrules اللي لازم تعرفوهم when you transcribe something. Place the period outside a single quote. If single quotation marks are used inside quotation mark, place the period before the final single quotation mark. If a sentence ends with a question mark or exclamation point, the period is omitted. For commas, use commas to separate elements in a series or geographical location, adverbs, adjectives, introductory words, or phrases. Use commas to set off non-restrictive clauses, okay? Question tags and direct addresses. Do not use commas between the month and year when they are the only two elements in a date. Okay, so you need to understand these rules in order to put the punctuation marks in their correct places. For semicolons, for example, use a semicolon between two independent clauses linked by a transitional expression or when a coordinating conjunction is not used. For colons, use a colon before introducing a list, a formal quotation, or an enumeration. Do not use a colon when the listed items are incorporated in the flow of sentence. كلهم هول عليهم examples في البوكس تبع في الكتاب تبعكم. You can go and check it out. For question marks, always place commas and period inside the quotation mark. For apostrophes, use an apostrophe to indicate possession and contraction. Do not use apostrophes to form plural nouns, except for certain abbreviations, letters, or words used as nouns. Question marks. Use a question mark at the end of a sentence when it begins as a statement but contains a question within it. Place the question mark inside or outside the quotation mark, depending on whether the entire sentence or just the quoted part is a question. Okay? Dashes. Use a pair of dash when the speaker suspends but does not cancel the idea in mid-sentence and then continues the idea. في هون interruption. Hyphens. Use hyphens to join two or more words that collectively act as an adjective. When they appear immediately before the noun they modify. Okay, هدول كل الrules لازم تكونوا عارفينها ك transcribers in order to write correctly. ليش؟ لأنه you have to be or you have to develop your language understanding. Okay, تتضمن structure and grammar. Well, you have to improve your listening skills and you have to improve your typing speed. Okay. Right. The last thing that we will talk about is developing active listening skill. And this is very important because anything that you don't hear or understand, you will write it incorrectly or you will put it down incorrectly. إذا بتتذكروا بالفيديو الأول اللي شفناه في حاط لنا باراجراف وفي كلمات معلم عليها بالأحمر اللي هي سمعها وكتبها غلط وهي بتعني إشي تاني زي total كتبها turtle. Okay, so there is a difference between turtle and total, and if you write it, you keep it turtle, it will not make sense in the sentence. Active listening is crucial for accurate transcription, discerning nuances, accents, and contextual cues, capturing nuances, discerning tone, emotion, and emphasis, detecting accents and dialects, accurately representing characters' nuances in different linguistic and cultural contexts. Focused listening, identifying specific words, emotions, or linguistics elements in various audio segments. Utilizing transcription software, using tools with variable speed playback to focus on challenging section. يعني the software that you need to have is one that will give you the opportunity to go back to this segment that you didn't understand as many times as you need in order to understand it and write it correctly. Okay. Handling inaudible and difficult to understand section, strategies for dealing with unclear audio and difficult accents, context clues, yani you have to understand the word from the context of the whole narrative or dialogue, relying on broader context to propose accurate transcription when audio is unclear, researching specific technology. Remember the video, you have to be good using Google, okay, search. Conducting research to enhance accuracy when facing difficulty in deciphering technical terms. Okay, you have to go and search. What did he mean? What's this word? Okay, so you need to be accurate or you need to do lots of research in order to find the perfect or the correct word and the correct spelling and writing it accordingly. All right, you guys, this is the end of Unit 4 of your book. I hope you enjoyed it. You gained more information on transcription. And as you saw in the video, it is a growing sector. So if you can enhance your English language, you can speed up your typing and you improve your listening skills, you will be able to be part of this community as a transcriber. Any questions, you guys? None? طب قولوا لي انكم فهمتوا. اعطوني حركة مثلا.
ما في question دكتورة بس as easy as it sounds, it's not easy. We encountered it 2 times, like in the first one in listening skills and in this course, and it's not easy. We went back and forth, especially from the first one, the verbatim one, because we had to capture every single word and every single sound. It's not easy. It sounds easy, it's not. Now like I saw before, like some people in Europe and America use artificial intelligence so they can write it for them and make a career out of it. But as you said, it's not 100% accurate. Actually, yesterday I was talking to my daughter. I sent her a message. So you know, it can write يعني I talk it's right.
Oh yeah, the voice recognition, the voice
yeah,
writing. Yeah, so you
yeah.
talked and it wrote.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention when I after I sent it. She was mad, like, "What are you saying to me? Why you said this?" And yeah, it's not 100%, but I think if we practice, we can make a good career out of it.
Yes, it's a good and growing opportunity for anyone who wants to make money on the side, because it's fairly easy. You have to work from home. You can work from home. You don't need to go to an office or anything. You can work from the comfort of your home. Okay, so yes, if you think that you can do it, please do it. We need transcribers in the audiovisual department. Okay. So yeah, thank you, Sahar, for this comment. And yes, I think you saw it, and I saw it from you in the second video when you translated from the Arabic to English. You were always you had a debate. What's his name? How do you pronounce it? How do you write it? I heard it 100 times. I can't understand what he said. And yes, this is transcription, you guys. This is improving your listening ear. All right. Any other comment or question before we finish this class? Nothing? Yes, Dua.
It was a very interesting class, I think.
Thank you.
The most interesting in the translation minor.
Because it's a full-on practice class.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's for people who watch films and
Who like
translate.
to watch films and movies. Yeah.
Yes. It is very, very interesting. It was very interesting to translate videos. It was a very nice practice.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you for these
Doctor.
comments. Yes, Dua. You're
Thank you
welcome.
very
You're
much
welcome.
for all things. I think you give us. You are giving us a very huge, very huge thing. It is. It's very beautiful, very interesting, and it may give us something in future. Thank you very much.
All right, that's good. This is the most important point, is that you learn from these courses and you see what you want to become in the future, what you want to do in the future. Okay. ولكن أهم شيء يا صبايا ويا شباب أو اللي عم يسمعونا أو اللي رح يسمعونا, please improve your English, whether it's listening, writing, speaking, or understanding these the language. Please do improve it. Okay, and it is useful especially for transcription jobs. All right, you guys, thank you for being here today, and I wish you good luck in your finals. And I will see you, inshallah, in the next semesters if you are not done yet. Thank you and bye bye.
شكرا.
Allah يعافيكم. يلا باي باي.